Hey, what's going on, Jazz Nation? I wanted to cover, we have our practices with Green Bay this week, our joint practices. We have a lot to look forward to with them. One of the things wanted to speak about and, kind of consider today, who's going to be the most beneficial to Zach Wilson's development this week, right? This is coming from the perspective of the Green Bay Packers roster, not necessarily, whatever is going to happen on our situation with like Elijah Moore returning, um, Denzel Mims, potentially potentially continuing kind of his torrid pace that we've been hearing about through practice, the first preseason game we've seen where he stood out. So for me, a lot of the hype was going to be about the quarterback room, right? Aaron Rodgers, potentially whenever they link up, given a little bit of practice. We've heard multiple players already kind of report that based on his throwing style, his play style, schemes, etc., because, we also happen to have the LaFleur brothers on both the New York roster, coaching roster, as well as the Packers coaching roster. So there's a lot of overlap, a lot of different storylines, perspectives, and valuable stuff that can come from this week. We know that Aaron Rodgers isn't at least expected to play in any capacity, any preseason games. That should roll over into practice and things as well. I imagine he would still probably be on the field, but still, I don't think that would be the draw that we're expecting this week. I'm more so coming from the perspective of the secondary, actually, more specifically Jaire Alexander. For those that are into the awards and stats and everything, his rookie season, he came in and he made the all-rookie team, which was awesome for him. I'm a huge fan of cornerbacks. I used to play the position a little bit as well myself. Career-wise, 4 interceptions so far. Heading into the season, he's been able to kind of rush the passer a little bit with 1.5 sacks. And his rookie year, all-rookie team. His sophomore year was his Pro Bowl year, actually, and then last year he made the second All-Pro team. So that was really cool to see. Stat-wise, too, is really interesting that he's from a coverage standpoint as well as from showing up in run support. He pretty much does he's the whole package. Last year was the first time he's had more double-digit assists, then he's actually had, solo tackles himself. So he's been pretty consistent and thoroughly progressing throughout. Now, with all the awards covering his career stats and everything so far, that's not to really say that, he's been Darrelle Revis-esque, even Richard Sherman-esque, anything like that. I don't think we've seen anything close to Revis. I hear the Jalen Ramsey stuff, but that's it's a conversation for another day. But I say all that to say that he's definitely been one of the higher echelon cornerbacks in the league. I even recently seen him on, I think he took the number 41 spot for the top 100 football players for this season. So, heading into this season. So if that continues, then, that only boosts us. But I say that to say that we should see, we've heard Zach Wilson talking a lot about how he's testing his limits, kind of seeing what he can get away with. A lot of people might be concerned, depending on where you kind of give credence to the, how much practice goes into, game time consistency. But I'm not too worried about it. If he's going to test his limits and stuff, this is definitely the time to do it, right? Kind of practice out all the kinks and stuff. I kind of more so think, and it's a huge outlier, but the Stephen Curry situation, right? There's a lot of things that he does in practice, the, one-handed crazy layups that float, 1,000 years in the air and come down in, straight splash. A lot of that came from practice. He was able to apply it in game time. I think a lot of that definitely rolls over into football as well. Patrick Mahomes does a lot of his no-look passes and things like that. I was just seeing more highlights of it from him, actually. And stuff like that happens as long as you know how to apply it. And Zach Wilson seems like he's the type that can definitely get that done. It shouldn't be an issue. So Jaire Alexander can definitely give us a huge boost. He's big enough, 5'10", I think just under 200, 197, something like that. He kind of has the Revis build, in a way. So he definitely has the potential to challenge every receiver that we have on the team. And I'm kind of excited to see how that might play out in practice. If we hear that, Zach Wilson's winning a lot, then it should be a really interesting week for us. But let me know what your thoughts are. Who do you think can contribute the most to either Zach Wilson or the offense as a whole success? The Packers as an entire team definitely have a lot of, solid attributes to come their way. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are, and looking forward to the next bit of coverage that, follows up after this. Peace.